Hi, I'm Jim Miller, Director of Sales and Marketing of Small Character Technologies here at Squid Ink. Today we're going to give you an overview of our SQ50 fiber laser system and our SQ30 CO2 laser system. We're going to give you some background on our laser products, talk about the features and benefits, and let you get a good look at these actually doing some marking. The fiber laser will be marking on K-cups today. Fiber laser is actually very well suited for marking on metals, aluminum, steel, basically any kind of bare metal. We can also mark and get some contrast on HDPE and polypropylene depending on the material. Some mark extremely well, as you'll see on these K-cups. Some can be a challenge. The fiber laser also marks very well on PVC. The CO2 laser is typically used for marking on chipboard, removing the laser, getting a very good code, marking on glass, and marking on PET products, such as water bottles. So you may want to ask, why would you want to use a laser to mark your product? A couple of great reasons. One is the superior mark quality. There's really no marking system that will give you better print quality, better mark quality on your code than the laser will. Extremely reliable, no downtime. These systems turn on and turn off. Very clean, no ink mess to deal with at any time, and a very low operating cost. Okay, so we're going to actually do some marking with our fiber laser. So first, to show you our startup routine on all of our lasers, simply turn the key. All our lasers are air-cooled. So it's going to just take a second for the software to come up. Very user-friendly software, very easy to operate. We'll talk about some other features that make setup extremely easy on these lasers. So right now it's set up to mark on the bottom of this K-cup. The software is up. In order to go into production mode, assuming you have the correct code, we simply hit the start key. We have a green light, laser is hot, ready to mark. We're going to go ahead and run one through. And you can see the color contrast we get on this particular plastic. Very excellent mark quality on, this is, I believe, a polypropylene. Again, polypropylenes and HDPEs, some mark extremely well, some don't mark well at all, so it's just something that we'd have to do samples of. The laser, the fiber laser, as we mentioned, can also mark on metal. So we have some samples here of several steel cans and of an aluminum can that we've marked. The marks are there on the cans. They're permanent, and if you hold the light to get the angle just right, you'll see the code. We've done installs on a lot of different types of products, more so with the CO2 lasers on coffee bags, brake fluid bottles, vegetable oil bottles, actually the metal box fans, PVC pipe, wine bottles. We'll talk about that a little more with the CO2 laser, hand sanitizers, a lot of that lately, of course, and just a number of products that really mark very well with the laser and give you a great mark quality. So some of the things that need to be done with a laser to get it set up to mark properly is the lens has to be at the correct distance from the product. Basically, we call it our focal distance or our focus point. And then we need to know where we're actually aimed within our marking window to make sure we're going to hit the product. That can be difficult on a lot of lasers. You have to have a tape measure, make sure you're in the same place. If somebody moves the unit, it can be difficult to get back in the right position. So we have some features in our laser that make this very simple. So when we're in a marking mode, we have two features we're going to look at here. One is our focusing beam, and the other is our aiming beam. So we'll turn the focus beam on, and we'll go back over under the lens, and you're going to see two red LED lasers. And basically, as you see with the K-cup, we want the line to run right through the dot. That shows us that we're in the exact correct position for focusing. If I raise the laser up, and on our stand we have X, Y, very easy to change. You can see they start to diverge. So if I'm up too high, the dot's on one side. If I come down the other way, the dot's on the other side. So again, makes it really simple to get the focus right where it belongs. Okay, so that's back where it belongs. We can turn that feature off and then turn on our what we call our aiming beam. And now this is going to show us where the mark is going to be. So if I move the K-cup in a little closer here, up against the guide rail, you'll see an outline of where the code will be, along with an arrow indicating that we have it set up properly for the correct direction of the conveyor. Makes setup very easy, very fast, and very simple. Now we're going to take a look at our CO2 laser, but before we do, we're going to shut down our fiber. Shutdown process at the end of the day, if you're done with production, simply just literally turn the key. Very easy, no scheduled maintenance. We'll talk about just lens cleaning a little bit after we show some CO2 samples. Okay, so now we're on our SQ30 CO2 laser. The SQ30 comes in two different versions. The standard version runs a 10,600 nanometer wavelength. That's for general applications. Again, ink ablation, taking ink off of a chipboard, which is what we're going to mark today. We also have a 9,300 nanometer that's used for PET and water bottles in particular. When you look at a water bottle, the bottles are so thin that if we run the 10,600, we'll actually puncture little holes in it. So with the 9,300, we can mark just on the surface, get a very nice mark, and have a good solution for water bottle marking in particular. Also works good on any other PET. So now we're going to run a couple of chipboard boxes that you're going to see the quality of the mark. Again, we're taking off the blue layer of ink. We're seeing the light colored substrate underneath. So we run the same software on all of our Squid models of lasers, the SQ30s CO2, the SQ50 fiber. We also have an SQ10 10-watt CO2 laser that's very compact, that the touchscreen is built into the marking unit itself. There's no need for an external power supply. But they're all very simple. This one's in a marking mode right now. See, the green light is on, the alarm system that comes with each unit. Just to cancel out of our production, we can just hit cancel here, and you'll see the design area, editing area. Again, we can run text, dates, times, sequential numbers, graphics, lines, circles. We can change orientations. Very easy to manipulate your code, different font sizes within a particular message. To jump from one message to another, we just hit the open key if it's already been created, and we can pick the next product, click OK, and there's the code. It would be all set up, all the parameters are saved per message. Our lasers are extremely low maintenance. Typically, every roughly 4 to 6 months, the lens will have to be cleaned. Again, it's a very simple procedure. You can actually just unscrew the lens from the marking head. All of our lasers have lenses that simply screw off the head. I'm going to leave that one on, but you can see that it just turns and then just simply screw it back in for to go back into production. Squid lasers can mark in several different modes. We can mark what we call static mode or dynamic mode. Static mode is when the part or product is stopped, so we do the marking while it's stopped. More commonly is the dynamic marking, where we're on a production line with the product moving past the laser. We can also do extrusion marking on pipes, tubing, some wire and cable. And we have extensive system integration capabilities. Ethernet, I/O ports, there's a lot of different integration that we do. All our systems have a safety interlock system that can tie in all your safety guarding equipment and your fume extractor so that it all works in conjunction, and if any part of it is open or failed, the system will stay safe. All Squid laser systems utilize very high quality components. The two most critical are, of course, the source for the beam, and then the galvos, or the mirrors that steer the beam to do the marking. So on our fiber laser, we actually use galvos from a company called Relays, very well known German-based company, on our fiber laser head. And on the CO2 lasers, we use scanners or galvos from CTI. Again, another very well-known, very high-quality piece of equipment. On the tubes for our CO2 systems, we run either Synrad or Coherent tubes. Again, two of the top manufacturers of the tubes in the industry. So again, very high quality, very rugged machines. You can see the build construction is very solid, all either cast or aluminum cabinets, very rugged and ready to take on 24/7 operation. Along with our laser systems, we offer our SQ-LFX fume extraction systems. Air contamination is one of the hazards that you need to protect employees from. So our system monitors the two filters in this unit, a pre-filter and a main filter. It'll let you know when they need to be replaced. It will also, if you tie into the interlock system, it will also shut the laser down if the filters are full. To replace the filters, you simply open up the access door. You have a pre-filter on the bottom, and to replace the main filter, you would just unlock it and slide it out and replace it. Very easy. Well, thanks again for spending time looking at our lasers. Again, I'm Jim Miller, Director of Sales and Marketing for Small Character Technologies. If you need more information, you can contact us or find us on our website at www.squidink.com.